Now at 6:05, the news on BBC1 with Jan Leeming.
Fire at a Durham campsite kills a family of 3. Recognition: the amnesia victim in America is my brother, says a Manchester man. In Helsinki, gold for Steve Cram, nothing for Steve Ovett, but bronzes for Kathy Cook and her husband Gary. 2 young children and their mother have died in a fire at a campsite in County Durham. 2 other girls were badly burnt. The family were camping in the grounds of Witton Castle near Bishop Auckland in a steel-framed tent. Their names have not been released. The fire started in the early hours of this morning, and holidaymakers nearby said the tent was engulfed in seconds. It's not known what caused the blaze, but police have taken away a paraffin lamp for examination. The 2 other girls who were in the tent are said to be very seriously ill. 14 years ago tomorrow, British troops were sent onto the streets of Belfast. Today, the MP for West Belfast has said he believes it's the patriotic duty of Irish people to engage in what he called the legitimate armed struggle. The MP, Gerry Adams, was speaking at a rally protesting at the death of Thomas Riley, the Belfast man shot earlier this week. A British soldier has been charged with Mr. Riley's murder.
About 1,000 people marched to the spot where Thomas Riley was shot last Tuesday. Among them his father. They heard a speech condemning the incident from a local Catholic priest. Then the Republican MP for West Belfast, Gerry Adams, told the crowd of Sinn Féin's attitude to IRA violence.
And we have said that it's a patriotic duty of Irish men and Irish women to engage in that legitimate armed struggle.
Tomorrow is the 14th anniversary of British troops being deployed on the streets of Belfast. Today, the newly elected MP for the western sector of this city urged people to continue opposing their presence here.
The Pope has arrived in southwest France for a 2-day pilgrimage to the shrine of Lourdes, only 2 days after a bomb destroyed a religious statue there. Pope John Paul was greeted by President Mitterrand at the airport. The Pope didn't kiss the ground, as he usually does on foreign visits, apparently because this is a pilgrimage rather than a pastoral visit. The French are taking no chances with the Pope's safety while he's in Lourdes. More than 3,000 police are on duty, and marksmen have been posted in church towers and on rooftops. All roads into the town have been blocked, and police helicopters are circling above the Pope's entourage. Nevertheless, thousands of tourists and pilgrims are in Lourdes this weekend. Lourdes was made a shrine after a young girl apparently had repeated visions there of the Virgin Mary. Polish riot police in Gdansk have broken up a march by more than 1,000 supporters of the banned Solidarity Union. The demonstration, marking the 3rd anniversary of shipyard strikes that brought Solidarity into being, is the first clash since General Jaruzelski lifted martial law last month. He's warned that public protests will continue to be severely dealt with. French forces in Chad have taken up new positions in the path of Goukouni Ouedi's Libyan-backed forces advancing from the north. At Salal and Abesh, French paratroops have moved in alongside President Hisseni Habre's army, defending the road to the capital N'Djamena. 500 French paratroops are involved, divided among the 2 forward positions and the international airport in the capital. The French insist that they're there to help with training and transport, and Colonel Gaddafi still insists his forces aren't involved.
Our borders with the Chad are closed completely, and as I said, we are not concerned about which is going inside Chad unless it comes in Tibesti, in the north of Chad. In that time we'll be concerned and we'll be aware about which is going near our borders.
The Zimbabwe opposition leader Joshua Nkomo, who took refuge in Britain last March, is flying back home tomorrow. Mr. Nkomo plans to attend a parliamentary debate in Harare on Wednesday, which will decide whether he can continue as an MP. Mr. Nkomo fled the country saying his life was in danger. Now there are signs he's come to an arrangement with the Zimbabwe Prime Minister, Mr. Mugabe. The mystery of the man who lost his memory after a car crash in America could soon be solved. The man has a broken neck and can't remember who he is, although he thinks his name could be David Miller. But Aras Gashunas, who's from Manchester, is 90% sure the amnesia victim is his brother, and he's hoping to fly to Oregon to prove it.
The mystery man has been lying in hospital in Portland, Oregon, since a car accident last week. He believes that he's David Miller from London, but he doesn't really know, and he has no means of identity.
I've just got memories of things around about when I was a kid, up to about 12. But they're pretty still hazy memories.
Aras Gashunas is an Australian-born Lithuanian who lives in Manchester. After hearing a radio report, his thoughts turned to his brother Mantis, who's in America but hasn't been in contact since June. Today, for the first time, he saw television pictures of the man with no memory. Now he's virtually certain that that man is his brother.
You know, recognition, I think, is not so much based on seeing something and spot on recognizing it. I think it's also compounded with the way the person moves and so on. And his head is in a brace, so he can't move it. And consequently, it inhibits sort of 100% definite recognition with me, although he's got the same nose, the same lips, the same movements of his lips as my brother has.
Is the evidence that you've seen enough for you to go to America to try and find out?
Yes, if only to put my mind at rest one way or the other.
Britain has won 3 more medals on the last day of the World Athletics Championships. Husband and wife, Gary and Kathy Cook, got bronzes, and Steve Cram won the blue ribbon of middle distance races, the 1500 metres, with Steve Ovett out of the medals.
And Cram hits the front very early, followed by Steve Scott. Has he gone too soon? Steve Cram leading, Scott waiting to attack. Wheaton in second place, and Pascal third, Ovett, Pascal 4, Ovett 5, and Cram leading with Scott coming and Wheaton coming, and Cram has got it. He's 3 yards clear. Cram leading, and Scott closes, but he won't catch him. And Cram wins the World Championship. Scott is second, and Wheaton third, Ovett 4, and Pascal 5. What a victory for the youngster. What a marvellous, marvellous win for this young man, who now follows his win at the European Championship, the Commonwealth Championship, by becoming, at the age of 22, the champion of the world.
Kathy Cook came third in the first race of the day, the women's 200 metres.
Kathy Cook struggling, but racing for bronze at the moment with Griffith in lane 1. Cock is coming away from Otti, and Kathy coming through for the bronze. Otti chases Cock to the line, Kathy gets the bronze.
And when an American fell in the last race, the 400 metres relay, Kathy's husband, Gary Cook, won a bronze in the British team.
It's the Soviet Union from West Germany. The battle is about the bronze. Phil Brown hanging on. Cram yesterday. Tom Cope closing, but Phil Brown's going to hang in there. Good note to finish on. Double bronze medal for the Cook family, and what a leg he had.
And that's all for now. I'll be back with the next news at 9:45.
Good evening to you all. It certainly has been a hot sunny day over most of the country today. I think things are going to become gradually more unsettled over the next 2 or 3 days, starting in the north, because this cold front will be reaching much of Scotland and Northern Ireland during tomorrow, and our area of high pressure will be moving away quite quickly southeastwards. On the satellite picture taken this afternoon, you can see the effect of that area of high pressure, a good deal of sunny weather over just about the whole of the country, although that cloud to the northwest shows up very clearly, as indeed does a band of cloud way to the southwest of us over the Bay of Biscay, and that might well provide the threat of some showers as we go through the first part of the week. But for tonight, for most areas of the country, it's going to be a fine, dry night, quite a warm night in the south, but in northern areas, quite a strong breeze coming along, and that will be the start of the unsettled weather, because by the end of tonight there'll be rain arriving in those northern and westernmost parts of Scotland. And for tomorrow, that cloudier weather with its outbreaks of rain is going to extend slowly southeastwards. Some brightness around to begin with in central and southern parts of Scotland and Northern Ireland, but I think you'll find some outbreaks of rain there by the end of the day, and some of it possibly fairly heavy. For the rest of us, quite a sunny day and still quite hot, especially in the east. And that's it.